She about her business, ain't no wasting time. Graduated, got her degree, she stay on the grind. She's so focused. That's the type of woman I like, and she own it. I tell her that all the time. She bad and she know it. Yeah, she know it, yeah, she know it. She don't never have to do too much. Never. She don't have to put too much.
Hey lovelies, hope everyone is having a blessed and lovely day. If you're new and don't know, I'm Renee, and welcome to my channel. If you're an oldie but goodie, welcome back. What's up? How y'all doing? Where y'all been? It's so nice to see y'all again. Alright y'all, so as y'all can tell from the title of this video, y'all, I am bringing y'all something completely new for my channel, for me. Like, it's completely out of left field, but I just going through this season is scary. You going through all of the emotion, and most importantly for me, I'm having to be vulnerable. And like I like to say, I am barely vulnerable with the people that's around me, the people that's closest to me. So to have to be vulnerable to a wider audience, a new audience, the world audience, is, like I said, it can be nerve-wracking, it can be scary, it can be terrifying, okay? But I have finally come to a place where I am okay with who I am. I am okay with the journey I'm on. I am okay with where I am in my life, and to be able to step out of my comfort zone and to talk about those vulnerabilities and those different areas that can be scary to go into. So y'all, it was a struggle, okay? It was a struggle recording this video for y'all. Y'all, this is literally like my 4th time recording this. And y'all, when I say I almost said the heck with it, that was what it was, okay? The first time I recorded it, y'all, I had so many videos recorded. I had so many videos recorded for y'all, just from how I became unemployed, how I'm maintaining just my household basic necessities, how I go about my job search, how I, you know, my day-to-day, like during interview days, and, you know, those different things and areas in my life in which I'm going through. I had like videos recorded, but when I say I lost it all, y'all, I lost all my videos. Y'all, I got so discouraged, and I was just like, maybe that's God telling me I don't need to do this video, honey. Maybe that is God saying, nope, you are not ready for this. You are not ready for this, so we just don't, you know, that's not you. But then I'm like, you know what? I had a conversation with my sister, and that throughout that conversation, I'm like, God will bring stuff to you in so many different ways, and you not even know it or realize it. And I'm just like, God is not gonna bring this to me for it to not be for me. So with that, I'm just like, okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Okay, you all, so I have my eyebrows on, y'all, and let's just get into it. If I'm talking a little funny, it's because I have my retainers in. My lips are ass shit. But yeah, if I'm talking funny, it's because I have my retainers in. So forgive me, y'all. And do not come for me for my nail. I took my nail off the other day because I hit it on something, and it was loose. And you know, when it's loose, and like keep hitting on stuff, it hurt really bad. So I took it off, and I was gonna take the rest off because I've been doing my nails for about a month or so now. So I was gonna take the rest of them off and give my nails a break and then redo them, but I might be going somewhere today. So it is homecoming week, and I don't know, we might get outside, we might not. I don't know. I said I need to get out of these. I need to get from in this house and stop looking at these 4 walls, so that, you know, finally getting around to doing it. And I'm gonna try to get through all these points before anything happens, because I can't take another day like the other day. And it was at this moment while editing that I realized that I had forgotten to turn my external mic on. So that is why the recordings are so low. Hopefully y'all can hear it and it's not too bad. But it had already been a struggle trying to get this done and record it, edit it, and post it. So we just gonna go ahead and roll through with this. And I apologize, y'all. Just have some grace on me, please. But anyway, y'all. So, where am I gonna start? Y'all, so like I was saying, I had many videos on this already from, you know, when I kind of like close to when I first lost my job, but I lost all that footage, so I lost all those videos. So I'm starting over. So it is now October. I've been without a job. I lost my job back in July, and I guess that's when it happened. How it happened. So and it's funny how it happened, because I was actually at work, not the job that I got let go of, but my other job. So I was at work and I was out of the country, y'all. I had literally just made it into my hotel before I had gotten a message from my supervisor saying that, from my manager saying that we were going to have like a short meeting in probably like an hour. And so, okay, I thought it was weird because he had just canceled, he had just canceled all of, literally all of our meetings, the whole team meeting and our individual meetings. So when he said that, you know what? This is what I'm about to do. So when he said that, I was just like, okay, well, just canceled it. And this is not something that's unusual. Like, literally, he always canceled my meetings. Always. So I'm like, I didn't really think too much of it, but then I had a feeling anyway, and I had been having a feeling that something was going on with my job and something was going to happen. I wasn't trying to be negative, but it was just something in my spirit that was just like, yeah, something's going to happen. So I'm just like, whatever's going to happen, it is what it is. So yeah. So anyway, he then calls me, and like I said, I had been having a feeling anyway, and I knew when we got blah, blah, blah. So I knew when we got on Teams and HR was on there, I already knew what was coming. And I'm like, wow, it was a Friday and I was out of the country. I was just like, well, this is great. So he proceeds to say, you know, unfortunately, you know, this is no reflection on you, or it's not anything to do with you or your performance or anything, but being that, you know, the new company who has taken over, the direction they're going in, and they're going through transition, and they have decided to pretty much cut several positions in the department and just in the overall company overall, and my position was affected and was one of those budget cuts. So I was just like, okay, and surprisingly, I was like really calm. I was really calm, y'all. Like, I wasn't upset. I wasn't like agitated. I didn't feel scared. And it, like I said, the funny thing about how it happened, why I keep saying that, is because it happened at a time where it was like I couldn't even really set into the reality of what was going on, because I couldn't even be sad or mad at that time. Like, it was weird. And so, and you know, so I was just like, okay, I mean, what else can I do? So, and they were saying that, you know, if there should be like other positions coming up in the company, with the company recently being acquired, and anyone who knows that when a company goes through an acquisition, it's always going to come budget cuts and changes and stuff like that. Even our CEO, not our CEO, but our CFO at the time, He just ended up retiring after so long. So we already know what that was about. So it was either he get let go as well, or you retire. And most bigwigs, you know, leaderships and high positions like that, that's what they do most of the time. They just retire instead of getting let go. So, you know, it had trickled down from the top, from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom, however you want to look at it. It was, you know, so this was happening all over the country, Lord, over the company. And that's just what happens when a company goes through acquisition and they get acquired by another company. Company come in, they bring their own people, they incorporate their business structure, their business model, their, you know, organizational changes and processes and all things like that. So that's just what it is. So I'm just like, okay. And like you said, like he, you know, encouraged me to apply to other positions that's out there and whatever. So I'm like, okay. Talk to HR, being that me being let go was of no fault of mine, but instead because of the company and technically how they put it, or say if you're going for unemployment or something like that, it says there was no more work for you to do. I did get my severance for the time that, you know, for the time that I was there, my severance or separation pay, and then I was able, if I want to apply for unemployment, because it was it had nothing to do with my performance or me or anything to do with me from being let go. So that was a good thing. That was I guess the plus side. During that time, I was not even like I said, with me being out of the country and, you know, my mind in a whole different space. If I was at home, if that situation probably could have went a totally different way. Not probably, it would have went a totally different way. And I probably wouldn't have been able to take the news as calmly as I did if I was home. So like, that's why I say it's funny how it happened, or how and when it happened. Because in the environment I was didn't even allow me to be sad. Not that I couldn't if I wanted to, but it was just, I was just around so many positive people. Yeah, this tragic thing just happened, but I'm out of the country and I know I'm here for work, but I'm having fun and I'm around good people. And, you know, I can't even really be upset, you know what I mean? Because I'm blessed. The fact that I'm literally on my other job and I just got let go of my job, you know, so at that time, it was just like, you know, everything's going to be okay. And that lasted for the duration of the trip. No, let me stop. And that I was already, like, in my mind had a feeling, and in my spirit felt that something was about to happen with my job. It's kind of like I had already come to terms with it, and it felt like everything was happening as it should. You know, I felt that everything is going to be okay, because God will never bring me to something that He won't bring me through. And in that moment, I really felt like that everything was happening just as it should. Like, I was right where I was supposed to be when I was supposed to be there. So that kind of also calmed my spirits as well, just saying that and thinking about that. So yeah, that's how that happened. But that goes into why I feel like I lost my job, because anybody that knows me knows, like, when I do something, when I'm into something, I'm in it, you know, and it will take a lot for me to depart from it. And with me, like, if something is working for me, then that's it. It's working for me. I will stay with that thing. And this is just like work wise, not like just I'm not talking about relationship or anything like that. But if something is working for me, I will stick with it and stay with that for the rest of my life. And I believe that God just had other plans for me. And that's why my job was taken from me. And I don't want to say taken from me in a negative way, because over the time I realized, and I've come to terms with, that it's not a negative thing at all, but instead for my greater purpose. I am all for the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's the mindset that I had with that job. And with having that mindset, you can kind of become stagnant in a situation. And I have my notes right here because I've done this video so many times. You would think it'd get easier the multiple times you do it, but it doesn't. So I actually end up making notes. But so I put down, like, when you're in those situations and you can stay in a situation, and whether it does apply to relationship, but I'm particularly talking about in my professional career. But when you can just stay in a situation because it's working for you, no matter like how much further you can go, you're not seeing into the future, you're not seeing your gifts, your talents, and where they can be applied, you can become stagnant and you can just get stuck. And then after that, there's no progression in being stagnant. So, and that's also comes with a level of just having control. And that I am that person. Like, I have to control every aspect of my life. I have to control the outcome. If A doesn't work, then B should. If B doesn't work, then C will. And I just have to control everything and make sure that everything is right and everything is in place and everything falls in line. And that's a sense of trying to have control. And with that, control it's a safety mechanism. It's your security blanket. Just making sure, like I said, that if plan A doesn't work, then hey, I got plan B. If plan B doesn't work, then I got plan C, and so forth, so on. And that's just not the way life works. That's not the way life works. That's not the way God works. Like, that's just not. So, that's why I feel like that time had come for me where because God knew I was not gonna leave the job. Like I said, I would have stayed there as long as I could. God knew I wasn't gonna leave the job, and He had much more for me, much more in store for me. So, because He knew I wasn't gonna leave the job, and I was just comfortable, and I was okay with where I was. Okay, well, I'm gonna force you into a transition. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Because I have better for you. You just can't see it. Okay? Because you're not looking through my lens. You're looking through your own lens. So you can't see what I see that's ahead for you. So I got this. Since you don't want to do it, I'll do it. Like I said in the first beginning, because of, I wasn't in an environment to where I was able to like just dwell in what happened, the reality and situation. I really didn't have time to like really think about like, wow, I just lost my job. So of course when I get back home, more so reality sit in. But because I have been trying to build my relationship with God, and I am trying to dwell more within Him, I really didn't even handle the situation like I once would have. And I say that because even when reality sat in with me, I still wasn't really and revert back to how I once would have. And I feel like that's what the devil was trying to get me to do. Because it was some moments where I would think about it, like, what am I going to do? Then I would just kind of like start crying, and I don't know what's going on and what's going to happen. But when you get into that mindset, when you let one little thought like that get into your mind, it's like a domino effect. 1 minute you're just sad. Then the next minute, you get a little frustrated. Then the next minute, you're angry. Then the next minute you're envious. Then the next minute you're jealous because you're saying this person move forward and this person move forward, so you're jealous. And then it could just trickle down trickle down, and that's how you slip into a state of depression, into anxiety, and all this other stuff that's not good for your mind. That's how you slip into it, and I think that that's what the enemy was really trying to do, because I would have those different moments like that where I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? Like, and then I will find myself kind of drifting off into that thought about, okay, like, this is for real, for real. But then I remember the love of God, and that He has a purpose on my life. And where I am right now is not where I'm going to dwell. This is not my, this is not where I'm going to dwell. This is not, I'm not here to stay. Okay? And I'm here to learn a lesson. And I pray that I pass that lesson and move on from this test. Okay? That's what we're in hopes of. And throughout this journey, my relationship with God has gotten close. And I'm not just saying this because of the situation, but I do feel like I am right where I'm supposed to be. And I really had to come to terms with that. And once you surrender everything over to God, and that's what I had to, in my spirit, come to terms with and start and gain knowledge on. Once you do that, like, it's kind of that. It's kind of like cruising down Easy Street. You know what I mean? It's almost like that. Not saying that issues and trials and tribulations not gonna come or whatever, but it's almost like cruising down Easy Street. And so I really had to learn how to do that, because I'm so used to trying to control my own life. If this would have been me a year or so back, y'all, I wouldn't be on this video. I would not be as kind of like as perky as I am. I would be somewhere in a dark room with all the shades closed, and behind me 4 walls until my situation changes. That's where I will be. That's where the enemy wants me to reside. He doesn't want to see me at my full potential. He doesn't want me to see. Why can I not talk? He doesn't want to see me come out of a situation with my head held high. He doesn't want that. So of course, he's gonna try every tactic to get me in a state of where I used to be. And although we're human and we have our moments, I'm not gonna say I don't have my moments, but I also now know how to not dwell in that moment. So God has me here for a reason, because put me anywhere where He didn't intend for me to grow. And He didn't give me any gifts and talents for me to just suppress them, for me to just not give them to the world, for me to not use them. He didn't do that. And that's where I would have been if I would have stayed in my situation, because I was okay with it. I was okay with it. And not saying that it was just completely bad, but when God has a plan for your life, then that's just what it is. God has a plan for your life, and He wants so much more for you. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. Like I said, sometimes we have to remove those scales from our eyes to be able to see through the lens of God. And He's not going to show us everything. And He might not even show us at all. He might show somebody else. That's why sometimes people get jealous. Sometimes, that's why sometimes people start acting different. Because God sometimes will give another individual a glimpse into your future. And because what they see in your future makes them mad, because it's probably somewhere that they want to be or can't be. So, people start feeling some type of way. And I'm not gonna lie, I was having issues on my job with other people on my team. And, I had to be nice and nasty, very professional. How you know how we do. Per my last email, type of professional, but about my stuff, you know. And I had to tell some people, and it was just I couldn't understand, because if anybody knows me, know like I don't, but I am nice. I'm a sweetheart. I don't bother nobody. I don't talk about nobody. I don't mess with nobody. So for me to have issues at work, anybody that knows me knows like, okay, something's going on. So yeah, so sometimes, yes, he allows people to see, you know, more into your future than you can. And I just believe that what he has for me is much better than what I even had. And you know, just being on this journey is not easy, but being on this journey and being able to strengthen my relationship with God has really just opened my eyes to a whole new world. A whole new realm. Like, it has really opened my eyes into so much more. Having that peace in him allows me to have peace here in my season and here on earth. Like, it really does. And it made y'all may say like, okay, you know what, he just trying to say this, you know. No, I really am, because previous, like before, you know, when I go through situations, and it reflects in my YouTube, like when I'm going through different situations, I could be very consistent on YouTube, and then when I'm going through something, it just stops. And this was not with YouTube. There's anything that involves my gifts and talents. That's with anything. And like I said, that is the work of the enemy. That's what he doesn't want to see you. He doesn't want to see you prosper. He doesn't want to see what God gives you come to fruition. He doesn't want to see that. So he would definitely play on my mind a lot. And definitely he, you know, in the past, he succeeded, because it reflected, especially in my YouTube. Like, that's where all that inconsistency comes in. And, you know, like, if you go throughout my channel, you'll see, like, at a point, I'll be very consistent, then it'll die down, then I'll come back and be consistent, then it'll die down. And those came with years of really not knowing who I am. Really not knowing who I am and who I am in God. That's where that came from. So I really had to get on my stuff. And I had to get out my own way and really let God take control of my life. And I'm still, you know, I'm still working. I am still working. I am happy with the progress that I have made. You hear me? I am happy with the progress that I have made, and I'm happy with where I am and where I'm going. Because, like I said, it could have been me a year or so ago. You know what I mean? And coming from that, I will say I do love my degree. I love my career, and I love working in that. So that's why it was such a struggle for me to do this video, because honestly, like, this was an uncomfortable place. You know, this was, like I said, something this is me having to be vulnerable, and not just with the people in my life, but with the world. And I know I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do. But the crazy thing about it is I want to do it. As scary as it is, I want to do it. And I just really had to, like I said, stop self-sabotaging myself, and stop looking at what society deems as a good life, or what you should be doing, and how you should be doing it, where you should be at in life, how much money you should be making in life, and what deems as being a good life. You know, I had to really have a social media reset, because we all know that social media. Oh, this does not match. Lord, this don't match. No ma'am, no ham. My bad, y'all, but ooh, that like blatantly don't match. I had to kind of like not come to a place where I'm okay with my journey, and I'm okay with where I am in my journey, and I'm okay with the journey that God has me on. Okay? Because like I said, I know I am not gonna dwell here long. So I have to own where I am and own the lesson that I take from it. And if I would have let society tell it, I should be an entrepreneur. And ain't nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur. But I love my job. I love my career. I wouldn't say that it's my passion. And it's not something that I would want to do as a entrepreneurial type business. No, it's not. But I do love my degree and my career and working in it. But it is not my passion. And so I'm okay with it. To really come to terms with just like being okay with being okay. Being okay with loving my 9-to-5 job. Because I do. And I'm not going to lie about it. I do. But I also love running my own business. I also love, having something that's mine. And no one can tell me when I can work on it. No one can fire me from it. No one can take that away from me. I do love that. But I love the option of both. I love the option of both. Because you really don't know what will happen in life. We can have our business one minute and God can take it from us the next. We don't know. Yeah, I just had to be okay with knowing that I love the aspects of both. I love working in my career and I love having my own. I do. And I'm not going to deny that, and I'm not going to let someone tell me that I shouldn't. Okay? I'm just excited. I'm excited. Like, y'all, I've been reading more of my Bible, which is like, oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness, that book, honey. Woo! How you laughing one minute, how you crying the next minute, how you like, oh my God, I need to get my life together. I'm just excited. I really am just excited. So I guess that brings me to like my YouTube channel. Like, y'all, I have not been this excited to do a video since I first started. And I'm not even gonna lie. And it's weird because this is the most scariest video I've ever done. The most uncomfortable. This is the most uncomfortable video that I have ever done in my life. The most uncomfortable video. But yet, the most exciting video. Okay, you all, so I had to just go ahead and finish up my makeup, but this is a finished look. Yes, so this is the finished look. Hopefully you all enjoyed my video and this little get ready with me talk. As I said previously, I do plan on doing, like, this is going to be kind of like a whole series sort of thing. So I am going to be showing you all just my day-to-day on Educated Black Girl and Unemployed. How I maintain day-to-day, just my basic necessities, my household, how I go about my job search, how I do my interview days, like my, my kind of leading up to day for my interviews, how I prep for my interviews, my resume, like tips and tricks, or I mean, I don't really have tips and tricks, but so pretty much how I am going day by day through the season that I'm in now. As I said before, I am owning my losses. I am owning my seasons so that I can own my wins. So yes, although like I said, this was kind of like a difficult thing and very uncomfortable thing to do, is also the most exciting thing I'm doing and I've done, especially when it comes to recording and YouTube. So I'm excited about where it's going and where it's going from here, just overall. And I'm not just talking about YouTube, but overall my life. I'm excited about where it's going because the devil really, like, I know it was the devil with all of the hiccups that I had to go through, all of the issues that I have gone through just by trying to record this one video. Like, y'all, it was a struggle. I told y'all in the beginning, like from my battery to the camera to the program to, like, it was just a lot, okay? So I know that this is something, like I said, that this is something that I know I want, so I'm being pushed in the area and in the things that I desire. So I know that I am right where I'm supposed to be. I know that God has me, and just being able to surrender it all to Him, because the enemy really tried it. He really tried it, okay, y'all? Like, what he didn't know and didn't realize that I surrendered everything to God, okay? That's what he didn't realize. So once I learned the concept of that, and once I learned to start doing that, that's really when my mindset changed, and that's really how I'm able to go day by day. And not only that, but he's allowed people in my life to speak to me, to speak through me, and to just speak a word in my life and to kind of give me that glimpse of my future. Because it's been people that have spoken to me and that have said several things of what God has for me, and that it's just so much bigger than me. And I really believe it. I really believe it, because I know that he's keeping me even in this time going through this. Like, I am not at a loss of nothing. I am not in need of anything, and he is supplying everything. It is not me. It is not my friends. It is not my family. It is no one but him. So I'm really thankful, and I'm not just saying that just because when we're going through something, we want to automatically say, oh yeah, God, this supply this, he gonna do this, he gonna do that. Of course, we're gonna do that in, going through our seasons of drought or our seasons of whatever it may be, when it's not our best. But when we can truly praise him, not only in our our seasons of up, but when we're in our seasons of drought, and not only praise him and pray to him when in our season of drought, but also pray to him and continue to keep him when we do get what he's promised, and when we do get what our heart desires. Like, it literally goes both ways. It literally goes both ways. Just keep that same energy at all times. Like, whether you're up, whether you're down, like, just keep the same energy. And that's honestly what I'm learning. That is honestly what I'm taking out of this journey, and I'm just so thankful to him. I am excited of where I'm going. I'm excited. Like, I'm learning patience as well. So I don't want to say I'm just so anxious to get there, because I am enjoying learning, not only about him, but about myself, because it's really teaching me a lot about myself, what I'm capable of, is really teaching me and allowing me and making me be honest with what I don't like about myself, where my flaws are. And that's okay. Like, if we don't like things about ourselves, like, he knows everything. What he wants to do is he wants us to be honest with him. He doesn't want us to hold back what we don't want him to know, because he's all knowing. Like, he already knows anyway. He wants you to open up your heart to him and let him know. So I really had to do that. So you just holding it to yourself and not opening up and giving it to him and confessing to him, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. So once I learned to just, look, God, this is what I don't like about myself. This is what I struggle with. This is, you know, what I want to change. This is what I want to grow from. Or this is, you know, this is what I see for myself, or what I want for myself, or what I desire. Like, once we do that, like, y'all, once you surrender it all to him, honestly, it's such a great feeling. And I'm still on my journey. I am still learning. Like, I have a long way to go, but I know that I'm going to get there. And like I said, I know what he's promised me. I know that he wants to give me everything my heart desires. And I know that, like I said, what he has for me is so much bigger than me. So me losing that job, me being let go from that job, is not a loss. It's not a loss. It's just a setup for what's to come. It's getting me prepared for what's to come. It's taking me through the test to see if I can handle the next level. So yeah, it's I'm excited to take you all on this journey with me. Hopefully you all enjoy it. Like I said, it's uncomfortable, but it's exciting at the same time, which I still can't even get over that feeling. Like I said, I've never been this excited to record videos on a series. Like, I've never been this excited, and at the same time, I've never been this uncomfortable doing it as well. So, like, those two things, like, they can mix and mingle together, but they don't usually mix and mingle together. So, and sometimes, you know, we gotta go into those uncomfortable places to grow. Ooh, that's a word for me, honey. We have to go into those uncomfortable places to grow, and that's where I am. I'm in that uncomfortable place, and so I'm just excited to see what he has for me. And let me not keep running my mouth, y'all, because y'all know I will. So let me go ahead and get out of here. Just most importantly, I really want to say thank you all for watching this video. And again, I had to re-record this video 4 or 5 times, like literally, no exaggerating. Like, that's how much of the enemy was really trying to attack what I was doing and my growth. Because it's not always the enemy, y'all. We have to realize sometimes it's us. Sometimes it's you, sis. Sometimes it's you, bruh. Like, it's not always the enemy. And we have to learn how to discern and have wisdom to move through those different situations and realize, like, what is of the enemy and what is not, and what is just you. Like, sometimes it's just us, okay? Like, point blank period. But again, like I was saying, I had to re-record these videos several times, 4 or 5 times, literally, no exaggeration. So if it was kind of like all over the place, I tried to do some notes to kind of keep me on track, because being that I've had to re-record it so many times, you think it will be easier, but it's not. You forget points, you forget certain things that you first, you know, that you wanted to include because the first time went so smoothly. But yeah, you just forget stuff. So if it, you know, if you all have questions still, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. The video made sense, and I made sense throughout, and I kind of explained it enough. But if not, I'm definitely going to be making more videos, just, you know, going through my journey and talking about it. If you have any questions that maybe I didn't clarify, or, you know, in the video or anything, just feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I don't mind answering questions if they within reason and, you know, ethical and all of that. Don't be asking me no crazy questions. I'm just yeah, I gotta head out of here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate your love, your support, and yeah, hopefully y'all stick with me throughout, you know, this series for Hopefully we're not in it too long, but for as long as we will be in it, hopefully you all, you know, kind of go through this journey with me and see the transformation and transition or for what else is there to come. So until next time, I'll catch you in my next video. Deuces.